Hello friend, Jim here, JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. And I have got a really important video for you here, and I'm going to be sharing it through our bad experience so you don't have to go through the same thing. So when Barbara and I first moved here, we knew that we had to go ahead and find an attorney to go ahead and finish up our Kanye, which is the second part of getting your temporal visa or permanente visa. Well, we got down here. It was just an absolute fiasco when we came down. And then to add on to it, that we knew that we needed to get the second part done. So we were referred to someone that we understood was an attorney. Well, she wasn't. The whole process got all mixed up. Terrible. We ended up finding out that what we had to do was we had to go back to the border. And I'm thinking, we just drove 12 hours down here in 2 days. There's the expense of having to stay overnight at a hotel halfway up. I'd say, we can't do that. That's ridiculous. So we decided to reach out to one other attorney that told us what we needed to do. We needed to go up to Tijuana, Mexico. And we could stay inside of basically the lobby, the counter desk area, and have immigration stamp our passport. Because our passport never got stamped as we came down from the States. The gentleman that brought us down, it was a terrible experience. We got charged things financially that we didn't have to get charged for, but we didn't know. We didn't know. So we went to Tijuana, and you can't just go into the lobby and have immigration stamp your passport. You've got to go across the border. Well, that would have been another $60 each for Barbara and I to go to San Diego and then cross the border coming back. So I was pretty persistent of speaking with people between where you get your baggage, your luggage, and going through a security door back out to the front. So I must have spoken to, and this is not an exaggeration, probably 24 people to try to find someone that understood what I was saying and willing to help us get the process done. Finally, one guy says, give me a minute. This means little time, when in fact you didn't expect this much time. 15 minutes or so, never came back. We went out into the lobby, and I found the guy that said he was going to go check things out for us. He was there just jabbing away with the immigration person sitting at the desk. He wasn't doing anything, just joking around. So we walked up, and I was told in a very, very harsh way that going to Tijuana, not going over the border, getting your passport stamped in at the immigration desk was not the way it's done. We got it done though. And that whole experience was an absolute mess. Now, again, we knew nothing. We knew nothing. Didn't know anything about the immigration process, except we knew we had to get it done. So I want to share with you the difference of a facilitator to get your temporal permanente done and an actual immigration attorney. Facilitators, I'm sure they're good people. I know that they're promoted a lot with a company that's online that promotes going and seeing a facilitator. Personally, I've dealt with attorneys in the States. I've owned businesses, so I've dealt with them quite a few times. I would not ever tell anybody to go to a facilitator, which in fact I found out facilitators, they help in processing simple paperwork as an office secretary would do. Legally, facilitators are not to provide legal advice. They can often pass themselves off and misrepresent themselves as being an attorney. I thought that was really interesting because there's actually a gal here that apparently is a facilitator, but passes herself off as an attorney. And it turned out, I was shared a post on Facebook that she was actually going to be facing some charges because she was misrepresenting herself. I haven't heard anything of it since, but I wanted to make sure I shared this with you. So we were referred to an attorney, but it was not. It was a facilitator, and I mentioned to you we had to fly to Tijuana. Here's a really important thing. If mistakes are made, it can be a detriment to the visa process and be at risk and be required to start the immigration process all over again at the Mexican consulate in the originating country. Isn't that interesting? An immigration attorney on the other side. An immigration attorney is a legal professional equipped with the knowledge and experience. My immigration attorney has over 35 years of experience right here at Lake Chapala in keeping up to date on changes in immigration laws. Would that be important to know? Regulations and policies to provide accurate, critical advice, assistance in the paperwork process, and provides representation, if need be, in a court of law. They communicate with governmental agencies on the behalf of their client. Says it right there. Our immigration attorney that a lot of people here have used, that I refer to because she knows how to get things done. I know one of our clients came down, they ended up moving here. And so she went back to the States and they were working on actually coming back again. And it turns out she was renewing her temporal, got to the airport in Guadalajara. They did not stamp her passport. So she got here and then went to the attorney, and the attorney told her that she wasn't here legally. They didn't stamp her passport. That was a big deal. Now, if that was a secretary or a facilitator that you had processed the paperwork and everything, what do you think the chances would be of you being able to go to the airport, going to immigration department, finding the right person, and then getting it stamped? Well, our immigration attorney was able to do that for her. She was our subscriber was already a client of hers. So she literally took her to the airport and got everything done. This gal was not able to go with the attorney where she was going because it was all, it's pretty, there's a lot of security. So, but she was able to get it done. So what I wanted to share with you, if you find yourself knowing that that's the position you're going to be in, let me just share some tips with you. Our attorney specializes in helping clients acquire temporal and permanente visas. Also, she's done Mexican citizenship cases, family unit cases, spouses also of Mexican citizens. Now, there's an even wider range of services that she does. These are just ones that I know that I've been with clients in her at her office and that she's helping them out. So step one is to visit the Mexican consulate in your state or area. Step number two, your passport's going to have a heat stamp inside of it that shows that you've actually started the process to get your temporal visa. At that point, you have 180 days to cross the border coming into Mexico. Now, here's some key things. Confirm that immigration sees you're acquiring your Mexican visa, okay? They've got to see that, because if they don't, they're going to stamp it and give you 180 days. And you know what that means? That means you're here on a tourist visa. They're not going to recognize the fact that you've already paid the money, you've gone through all the, all of the anxiety and stress and trying to get an appointment at the Mexican consulate, getting all the paperwork together. Crazy. So you got to make sure it's basically, it's something that what you have to do is you have to make sure of that. Once you've done that, you have 30 days to complete your cañe, which is your visa. They'll take fingerprints and photos, and then you'll get your card. Immigration attorney knew that they were, oh, so here's another experience. Someone else, one of our clients, one of my supporters, one of the folks that I went out with on the tour, came and had sent all their information to another attorney. This attorney knew in advance that they were coming like in a month. They were coming for only, I believe it was a week and a half. So they get here and they let the attorney know that they're here. They needed to find out when their appointment's at. She had never sent them an appointment. They didn't have an appointment. So now, what if they can't get her an appointment, get them an appointment? Which didn't happen right away. There was a lot of anxiety with this couple. I even told them that, because I didn't know about this until they were getting ready to leave. I told them how important it was to meet with somebody who knew what they were going to do, what they were doing. So anyway, I guess what ended up happening was this other attorney ended up getting them an appointment, and they got their passport. They got their visa. So here's what my immigration attorney does. You literally, once you've got your passport and it actually has the stamp in it for your Mexican visa, for the first part of the Mexican visa, you call her here at Lake Chapala. You let her know when you're going to be here. And then what she does is get you an appointment with the immigration office the following day. She's really good. I mean, she's really good. She's well worth having. She's well worth every dime that you would actually pay her to help you out with the process. So you might feel some of my frustration because it's something I have to relive, and it was just terrible. And that's the reason. And that's the reason our channel is here. I don't want you to have to go through what we went through. So I hope this has been helpful. As always, thank you so much for being a part of this channel and supporting this community. Have an awesome day. We'll see you on the next video.